The member for Gordon.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Adam from Lethbridge Park is a 40-year-old Donata worker who was deliberately excluded from JobKeeper. He was put on minimal hours this year and is looking for a new job. Because he's 35, Adam is locked out of the hiring credit. Adam asks, if there are only incentive programs for employing up to 35s and over 50s, where does that leave me? Why is the Prime Minister leaving Australians like Adam behind?
The Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, right across a range of measures, Mr Speaker, whether it was the cash flow allowances that were provided to businesses right across the board, Mr Speaker, to support them during this difficult period, which has enabled them not only to keep employees in place but to put more on, Mr Speaker. In this year's budget, Mr Speaker, we have introduced the immediate expensive measure. We have introduced the loss carryback measure, Mr Speaker, which helps all workers, Mr Speaker, right across businesses that have been most affected, where they can carry back losses from this year to previous years, where they've paid tax, which enables those businesses to put people on and to grow our economy, Mr Speaker. And around half of the jobs that have been lost through this terrible COVID-19 recession, Mr Speaker, have already come back into the economy, Mr Speaker. And in addition to that, consumer confidence has now reached a 7-year high, rebounding back from the terrible lows that we saw as we moved through the worst parts of the COVID-19 recession. That confidence that is necessary, whether it's to get someone who has lost a job, whether it be at the company referred to or anywhere other place, Mr Speaker, all of those companies, all of those workers will be supported by an economy that is growing again in confidence, an economy that is being supported by the strong economic policies that are seeing businesses open again, and seeing employees coming back into those businesses. And this Friday, Mr Speaker, the National Cabinet will meet again, and we will keep our focus to opening up Australia by the end of this year. And I can tell you one of the things that will help the aviation industry more than anything else, Mr Speaker, is to see those domestic borders come down in this country where it is safe to do so, Mr Speaker, so we can safely open again and we can remain open safely. That will do more for tourism and hospitality jobs, for aviation jobs all around this country than almost any other thing I can imagine, because of the extensive level of supports that this government has put into the economy. What we're hearing from the Labor Party today, Mr Speaker, is the classic each-way bet. They say they support the measures we've put in place in the pandemic, but they're not, Mr Speaker. They're talking out both sides of their mouth.
The Manager of Opposition Business on a point of order.